Tank the Snapping Turtle Wakes Up. A Willet Pond Story by William Paolucci. It was springtime and the ground was warming up. Tank the Snapping Turtle could feel the warmth around him and going through him. His winter hibernation was over. He began to push up with his strong legs. A recent rain had made the ground soft and muddy. He pushed, rested, and pushed again.
I am Tank, mighty Tank. No mud can stop me. I am Tank, mighty Tank. 1, 2, 3.
He could feel the sun on his mud-covered face, and he opened his eyes. He stretched out his neck as he came out of the ground. Suddenly, he heard a buzzing in his ears, and a slight sting on his head.
Oh, great,
he thought as he saw a swarm of mosquitoes flying all around him. He was annoyed. Suddenly, a bird named Picker landed on him.
Hey, Tank, where have you been?
Sleeping under the ground, can't you tell?
Tank replies. Flittering around, Picker jumps on his shell several times.
Yes, you certainly are covered in mud.
Picker snaps at one of the bugs flying around his head.
Thanks, Tank. Hey, I'll call my flock,
Picker exclaims. Before Tank can protest, Picker lets out a whistle call, and a whole flock of birds like Picker descend on the turtle. Tank feels them landing on his back and hopping all over him as they devour the swarm of bugs. He pulls his head in his shell as a couple of the birds accidentally peck at his head.
Hey, watch it,
he yelps.
Sorry, Tank,
Picker apologizes.
Be careful, everybody. He's a friend. Oh, look, worms!
Another bird exclaims as he sees a few that came out of the ground with Tank. The flock immediately gets off Tank and attacks the worms, and flies off fighting over their tasty find. Tank pops his head out again.
Glad that's over,
he sighs. With that, Tank steadily makes his way down a wooded path that leads to his favorite pond. As he crawled, he pushed aside rocks and bent grass, repeating to himself,
I am Tank, mighty Tank. Rocks cannot stop me. I am Tank, mighty Tank, and I'm getting hungry.
Suddenly, a hoof comes down in front of him.
Hey, careful where you step,
shouts Tank as he pulls his head in quickly. Tommy the deer lowers his head to look at the turtle.
Tank, it's you, not a rock. No, Tommy, not a rock,
Tank replies.
Winter is over. Remind your tree-legged friends that we're out now.
I'm heading to the meadow to meet up with them. I'm going to eat grass. I'll be sure to remind them.
Much appreciated. Thank you,
Tank calmly says. Tommy prances off, and a clump of dirt flies off his hoof and hits Tank in the head.
Deer can be so flighty and rude at times,
said Trevor the fox as he came out from around a large rock.
It's only mud, Trevor,
Tank replies. Trevor circles around, looking him over.
You certainly are covered in it from being underground.
Don't miss a trick, do you, Trevor?
Tank states.
Nope, clever Trevor, that's me,
the fox says proudly.
And I know nothing can stop the mighty Tank, no matter how dirty he might be.
Very funny, Trevor. I'll be on my way to the pond now.
The way is clear, Tank. I'll see you there sometime.
And Trevor scampers off. Tank continues on to the pond. As Tank got nearer to the pond, he could smell the water and decaying leaves from last fall.
Ah, the best smell in the world,
he said to himself. He quickened his pace just as much as a snapping turtle could do. But before he could reach the water, he bumped into a turkey foot. A flock of turkeys was standing around just chatting away. So Tank waited for them to move. Snapping turtles are patient to a point. Tank reached his. Then he snapped at one of the toes. A turkey let out a yelp. The whole flock was startled and flew off in a fury of flapping feathers.
I am Tank, mighty Tank. No turkeys can stop me,
he said proudly to himself. Tank entered the water and felt the familiar coolness of the pond wash over him. Ah, he sighed in relief from his efforts to reach his home. But he was still hungry and needed to find food. Tank swam along the edge. A pair of large shadows with large webbed feet appeared overhead.
Here they are, the king and queen of the pond,
Tank thought. He popped his head above the surface next to two swans.
Hi, Flappy. Hi, Landy, he said.
Oh, Tank, we were wondering when we would see you, said Flappy.
Here I am, and I'm hungry, he exclaimed.
The mighty Tank, right to the point as usual, said Landy. You're in luck today. The people have been throwing bread at us all day. There's too much for us to eat, and we're tired of it.
Don't mind if I do,
he said happily. And Tank, the mighty Tank, the snapping turtle, ended his day on a feast of wet bread. The end.